Hi, this is Bill. Doing not an addition to the Bill Autocad tutorials, but sort of more of a side trip. The 9 annoying little problems you can come across with Autocad. And sometimes you just don't know where to turn, and you end up looking on the internet, and if you look hard enough, usually there's an answer. But these are sort of like the top irritations that I've seen over the years. First of all, right, we've got a drawing and we want to print it. And we go print, and suppose we choose a different PDF. AutoCAD PDF actually turns out quite nicely. So best to stick with that if you've updated to that one. But so for instance, you've got something like PDF Complete. Everything seems to be fine, and you press preview, and there's the drawing, and it looks great. And so you press plot, and away it goes, and you give it a name. Here's the little dialog box from the other screen. We'll call it 7, junk 7, and bring it across from the other screen. That's not what was advertised, was it? It's round the wrong way. It should be rotated by 90 degrees, shouldn't it? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to fix that. Press plot. Now this time we've got PDF Complete, and we go into the properties of it, custom properties, and down here we find, it's portrait. So we change that to landscape, press OK, and then what we do is we save the changes to the following file. It's called a PC3 file, and isn't that lovely? They could have made this dialog box just a wee bit wider, but it's PDF Complete PC3 is the name of the thing that we're going to have a look at, or it's going to save it as, and go OK, and we won't bother hitting preview because we know it always looks good. And we're going to call this junk 8, and go save, and there we have it. There is no excuse to have drawings sent over the internet that are, you need to turn your head through 90 degrees to look at the damn things. Okay, so from now on though, you want to do a print, you have to look for your PDF Complete.pc3 and use that one. So if you use that one, it'll always come out fine. So I'll cancel out of there. That's the first thing I wanted to show you. The next one, we're going to slip into a different drawing. Angular dimensions. I saw somebody else had this on their website, and they had it as a series of instructions. If we issue the Angular dimension command, that looks fine, that's great. And then when we go this one, well, maybe we wanted it to go right round. So there is a way of doing it, and the answer is to hit enter, because it's down here. If you look at the command line, specify a vertex, so hit enter. So you pick one, and you pick the midpoint of there, and as you can see, that's doing it fine. Okay, now the other thing is that these two lines here, if I issue the line command and I've got my snap set, it picks the intersection of there very nicely, and that's normal behavior. But if we slip into a 3D view, as you can see, the lines are on the same plane. They're on the world UCS. There's the UCS down there hiding underneath. And what if we went M for move, and we went upwards, F8, we went upwards by about 30 millimeters or so. Now, when we issue the line command again, it doesn't want to snap to the intersection. It's very annoying. So, I mean, you could hold down Shift, right click, Apparent Intersection, and it will find it. But you really need to flatten that out somehow, and fortunately help is at hand with the Express tools. Modify, flatten objects. Pick all your objects and remove hidden lines, hit enter on no, and if we look from the front, they're all back. That is now been flattened down, so we can have a line from the intersection of there. That's fine. So if you're ever having trouble with things, you can always flatten things out. Now the other thing is, if I zoom extends, I double click my middle mouse button to do that, it does it nicely. Now what if some joker in the pack has suddenly had a rush of blood to the head and he's copied something in this drawing, and that's only a line about 250 long, and he's copied it 1,000,000 miles, in fact 900,000 that way. Hit enter. Now if I do Z for zoom, E for extents, where's my drawing gone? Well, you might be lucky if you'll see that little spot over there and you zoom in on it and you're able to erase it. That's good if you can do that. Sometimes it just doesn't want to show up, and then I've zoomed extents and back fine. So where is my drawing gone? That's where it's gone. Somebody's put something 1,000,000 miles away. Okay, now we've got a house, a man who's drawn, not me, somebody else. This drawing here, and I just thought I'd use it because he had trouble with it. If I press plot on it now, and I go for a smallest file, A4, well, with extents, and fit to paper, just to squash it all in, and we'll produce any old CTB file, send to the plot, do a preview. That looks good. Everything's fine. It's great. Okay, so now what would happen if we jumped into this viewport and pressed the conceptual shading button over there? It doesn't look any different, does it? But it sure as hell makes a difference when you press plot again, previous plot, and we'll do a preview of that one. All of a sudden you've got these horrible yellow lines and hard to see, and it looks blimmin' terrible. Why is that? That's because shading on the viewport is set to conceptual. So that's the story about the viewport that doesn't print properly. So now we'll switch back to this tutorial one here. We've got some, let's delete that one there, and delete that one there. If I try and insert a footplate, no, not that footplate, extension, that one there, and I bring this in to here, if I lock that onto there, then it's absolutely fine. Move that. But if I hit F6, dynamic UCS is now on. So now if I try and insert that same block, the minute I get near here, oh man, it goes all over the place, and it's going to turn it all over the place. And I mean, that would be handy sometimes, especially when you want to do something like, say for instance, you want to put a cylinder in there. See how it's taking that face and you're drawing the cylinder on that face. So that's dynamic UCS. Now, if you want to turn it off, you press F6 again. Dynamic UCS is off. There is probably a command that does that as well. I think it might be UCS detect. I'm not sure. Okay, now the other thing to watch out for is file dir. File dir. And it's normally set to 1. And why people ever set it to 0, I don't know. But sometimes they use Lisp routines, and that's one of the things you can do in a Lisp routine. You can set that to 0. So it said, ooh, it's been changed from a preferred value. Exactly. So if I go insert, and I want to go browse, it's still doing it okay. That shouldn't be right. But if I go file, open, all I've got is enter name of drawing file to open, and you've lost your open dialog box. So that's file diameter. If you ever get that thing on your command line and you don't know where you're trying to get your files open, you have to file dir and set that to 1. Always keep it at 1. It says no system variable changed. Okay, now the next thing is a thing called @dir, and if I go ATE, or if I insert this particular little title block, which is just well, it's not a title block, it's like a block with parent parts and quantity. It's like a detail heading. If I insert that, this is normal behavior. No, it's not. It's not normal behavior, because all of a sudden you see insert part number is down there. So I know the minute I see that, I go, oh gosh, this is not good. So you've got to type in every damn thing. And if you've got a big long title block with lots of these, it's a real pain. So ATTDIA, and set that to 1. And now try and insert that same block again. And we pop it over there, and that's what comes up. And that's really good, because you can just go 99, I don't want to do anything else. There it is. So those are pretty much, not all the top 10 Autocad annoyances, but there are some of them. And just one other quick thing to notice. If I switch to this drawing, so we've got about 1 minute left. This is a drawing that somebody else has done. I've done a bit of work on it. But what we have here is a plant layout. And if we go TA for Thor all, we can see the whole damn thing. That's actually a section plane, so I'll quick freeze off that one. It's got about 3 or 4 levels. But the list command, you can, if you've done your layers correctly, you can just go LG, and you're looking at that level. If you want L1, you're looking at that level there. Or if you want to go LGP for plus, you could have that bottom level back on. Looks like it hasn't put everything back on. Should have put the floor back on. But that's really handy, I reckon. I don't think I could have worked on this drawing without having that. Well, thanks for your time.